All right, we're back. So in the last episode, we discussed why, in the prologue, I believed Final Fantasy VII is the greatest story ever told and the greatest game of all time. And then we discussed kind of the mods about, what we were doing to remain faithful to the original. It was brought to my attention that some of the mods some of the screens down here were covered when I was going over that. So I'm going to move this kind of over so that it's not covered by my screen. And just really quickly, you can see some of them down here. I won't go over them too much in depth, but just so the ones you can see, the Nino style battles, the Arisen textures, these are the original, these are the new. The unified battle textures, this is with it on, this is with it off. The Axel Rose Blender, that was one that I completely covered. So here's you're seeing the step in the gradient, right? And then you're seeing when that's smoothed out. Nino style chibis. This is the on and off. These are all pretty visible. The trees, the chocobo, you can see the balloon and cloud a little bit cleaner. Spell textures were pretty well visible, and I think I moved those over. So all that out of the way. Now we see all that. So we're ready to jump in. Ready to jump into Chapter 1, the raid on Reactor 1. You'll see me looking over to the right sometimes. Like I said, I'm using Absolute Steve's Guide. All credit to him. I've made my own version throughout the years that I've kind of perfected, changed a lot, made some differences to change the tips. I've made things in red for where the items are and things like that. Just formatting differences so that it's easier for me. So we have all that here. So that's what I'm going to be looking over at on the right. I think we're ready to get back into this thing. So we'll turn off the Final Fantasy tunes. We'll get right back into the game and we'll do our Reactor 1. Saquon Barkley jersey, by the way. He's having a great year this year. You're watching this as he led his team to the Super Bowl, having one of the greatest running back seasons of all time. And I had him on my fantasy team. Not Final Fantasy, just regular fantasy. And won the league, so I felt like he deserved it. We're going to continue. We're going to go to our save one, and we're going to pull it up. The couple things I want to point out. You start with 240 gil. That adds up to 6. I don't know why you start with 240. But 2 plus 4 adds up to 6. It's Final Fantasy VII. You're also level 6, which is a little weird. But it makes sense that you'll see right after the first battle, you level up to 7 to start the game. Look at those style chibis, huh? Some good looking shit right there. So in the original game, both of these guards have potions. In the original, you could grab both potions from the same guard. Something that was changed, you're seeing that there's a little icon next to the left of the potion. It does not say that, or those icons don't exist in the original, so it's a change. It's kind of cool. But in this updated version, you can't grab both from this person, or from this one guard. The reason you would do that is because if you advance to this second guard right here, you get into a fight before you get to the second guard. So it was advantageous to pull both potions before getting into the fight in the original, because then you would have more resources for the first battle. Now, you don't need them. You don't need the potions. You can just kill the 2 guards with your normal attacks. But it's just a little quirk that they changed. I don't think it was ever supposed to be this way, and you can get those. You can no longer get the 2 potions off the same guard. I think because we saved here and we're not supposed to, we're not getting the actual battle music. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to move my my screen is covering over the name on the left hand, so I might have to move my my face here a little bit. And we're getting no victory fanfare music. It's a little weird. It's probably bugged out because we saved in a spot we were not supposed to. But you'll see it's 6 experience. The experience you have is 610. That's what you currently have, which adds up to 7. You're about to go. You're 6 experience from level 7, so you're gonna get your level 7 off of that, and you end up with 307. So I don't know if all that's intentional, but it's just little things you pick up after you play this game 100 million times. Now the music comes back, so look at that. It was just a little bug because we saved in a spot where the original game did not intend you to be able to save. So that's something interesting to note. You'll see we have another potion here. Look at, you can read North Edge Station. So much more clear. Like these backgrounds are so nice.
Unbelievable. You soldier guys sure are something. Hard to believe we got a guy like you in a group like Avalanche.
So, what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now?
There's Jesse, Big. You're meeting early members of Avalanche right here. It already has their names in here.
Thought they were the enemy.
He isn't soldier anymore, Jesse. Besides, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. What was your name again?
Cloud Strife.
So normally right here in the original game, you would have the opportunity to name Cloud. You could change that name so that the name could be whatever. Because they're voice acted, they kind of removed that option because the voice acting wouldn't work if you changed everyone's name. So they lock you into the names, but right here you could change it to, you know, your own name or whatever in the original.
Cloud Strife, eh? I'm
Not interested. Once this job's over, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna have to adjust some things. This music is too loud. There's Barret.
Our target's Marco Reactor 1. We'll rendezvous at the bridge in front of it. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gear.
So it's an illusion here, the fact that they hired you, sort of as like a contract mercenary. And that's what merc means here, mercenary. And the agreed upon amount you'll actually collect from Barret later. I believe it's 1,500 gil that he gives you.
Run by holding cancel while using the direction buttons.
So you'll see here, it's just gonna go into a nice little cinematic. It's the first view of that Shinra building. So pressing select like I just did, you'll see the red arrows, the cursor over your head. Always do this. Oh, we got into a little battle there. So I'm just holding circle to quickly select attack. You'll see on the bottom right hand side as time goes up. That's kind of like my ATB gauge filling up. This is my actions that I'm allowed to do. So you have to wait. It's turn-based combat in the original. So we gained some gil there. I'm gonna go to config, and I'm gonna turn the music volume down to about 45. Is what I thought was good. And we're gonna turn the battle speed all the way up to fast. So the game's already kind of low. Man, I'm gonna go to 40. And then I'll go ahead and save those settings just so they save and I don't have to remember to do it again. So I think that's a little better, but you'll see. So this menu, the gil and the time are not normally at. They're not normally yellow like this, and these are like high definition avatars and high definition menus here. So actually, let me see if I can get over. I want to get. Let's see if I can move my camera overlay. Video capture device. No, we still want that. How does this work? So let's see if we can move that here. And let's also move our camera overlay. Does that look right? Looks a little like 1 pixel off the wrong way. Okay, that looks correct. I don't know if that's going to be far enough left. Let's get into a battle and see. We're doing a little bit of bug testing here, so we're debugging. That is look at this. Look at the text, the warning intruder. It's like, hey, they know you're here. That's so cool, and it's so much better than the how the original looked. So let's see. Am I far enough left? Nah, it looks like I need to go a little bit further. So I'm gonna pause this here, and I'm actually gonna move this to a point where it's not gonna cover anything. So we're gonna move my video capture device to here, and we're going to move my camera overlay to here. That looks right. We're going to lock these back in place. Looks good. Looks good enough to me. Does that look good enough to y'all? You tell me if it doesn't. Now you should be able to see the expanded menu even when I click on the expanded menu. So like we're going here, we're clicking attack or something, we're clicking magic, blizzard, thunder. You should still be able to see all the names. I don't know if this camera angle is going to be in the way, but we can see. We'll take it for now. This feels kind of weird, doesn't it? The camera in the middle. So, these footsteps, not in the original game. We can go talk to Wedge here.
Don't worry, I'm staying here to secure the escape route.
Thanks, Wedge, you're the homie.
Jeez, we're really gonna blow this huge reactor? It'll be awesome. That's for sure.
Hey, we found another battle. Oh, these little guys. I think they cast fire, if I remember right. Ooh, you see that? Cloud made a sound and he heard a little different effect when he slashed. That means he hit a crit. That's big. Damn, we're getting into a lot of battles. This is a higher battle rate than I remember. Ooh, we got a preemptive attack. So it's a guaranteed crit. And then we crit again. Dude, we're just fucking doing it to him. What the hell? Alright. Let's talk to the homies.
So, Soldier Boy, this your first time in a reactor?
When he's saying Soldier Boy, Soldier is a Shinra group of warriors. We'll learn more about it later. But it's not I don't think the Soldier Boy, I don't think he's talking about Supermaning that hoe. That's that. This game preceded Soldier Boy. So it is not a reference to that.
Did you forget? I did work for Shinra, remember?
Oh, I remember. I know full well that you've been Shinra's lapdog. Bet you guys just eat up everything they tell you, huh? Like what Mako is. Well, let me tell you what they won't.
So we're getting in early into the game into that eco-terrorism aspect right here.
Mako's not just some energy source. It's the lifeblood of the planet. And Shinra's using all this crap to suck it dry.
Barret obviously seems to not be a fan of that.
You're not paying me to listen, so save it.
You right. Looks like we gotta keep Lapdog on a tight leash.
Some of the dialogue is a little changed from the original. Normally we would have gotten to name Barret at this point, but again, because we're doing the dialogue, the name is are not going to change. And what they've done is they've done a more faithful to the original Japanese translation. So some of the dialogue, if you've played this game before, might not seem as familiar, but this dialogue is closer to what the original was intended to be. So we have Barret here. We're going to go over a little bit of tech. So you'll see there's something called order here, and then it gives a name over your guy, and it just switches the portrait. For the longest time when I was playing this game, I was younger, I said, the fuck does this matter? I don't think it's very well explained. So what happens is, this is placing someone in the back row. And when they're like this, they're in the front row. So in the back row, someone's going to take less damage from physical melee attacks, like punches, things like that. And they're also going to do reduced damage with those physical attacks. There's also ranged attacks in this game. Ranged attacks, things like shooting guns and things like that. So Barret has a gun on his arm. He has some weapons that are melee and some weapons that are ranged, but a majority of his weapons are ranged. So you can place him in the back row, and he will still do full damage because he's doing ranged attacks. But for all physical melee attacks he's receiving from enemies, he will take half or reduced damage. So it's much more advantageous to have Barret in your party and to place him in the back row like this. So if you look, you'll be able to see equip. We don't have anything else. We have a Gatling gun. It'll say long range weapon. So it says initial equip. This is his initial weapon. And it's a long range weapon. It says it for you, so you don't have to think. And it'll tell you when it's not. Right here it says initial equipment. It does not say long range weapon. If it doesn't say it, it's not long range. So Cloud, if I placed him in the back row, he would still take reduced damage, but he would also do reduced damage. You get the benefit with Barret when you place him in the back row of still doing that full damage. And so it's just with the weapon he has currently equipped, this is a strictly better setup. I think I'm actually going to lower the music even more. So we've placed Barret in the back row. Biggs and Jesse opening the doors for us. Try and hide a Phoenix down over here. So Phoenix down is how you revive in this game. Kind of like a Phoenix rises from the ashes, right? Jesse gets us into this elevator here.
Push that button for me, will ya?
Certainly, Jesse. Oh shit, he's doing it.
The sole purpose is to drain the planet dry, and one day it'll all be gone.
Again, we're getting into that eco-terrorism. He's saying this reactor that's owned by Shinra is draining the planet of the Mako, the life force of the planet, in order to power these things. And he's saying it's not an infinite resource. That's Cloud shrugging.
The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Can you really live with that?
Just a shrug.
And I will.
There you go. Cloud's nonchalant as ever.
I'd worry less about the planet and more about what's waiting for us down there.
You'll see, and we kind of had these updated chibis here. You have a up close look. They look pretty nice, faithful to the original but updated. So we're following around here. Ooh, we found ourselves a battle. So I've placed my camera here. Oh shit, they found... So you'll see what I do. Back attack. And you see how so if you press R1 and L1 right there, you will attempt to run away. There's some battles you can't run away from, but this one you can. But there's a cool little trick. You saw how... So if your characters attempt to run away, and you fail to run away, then they turn and face their enemy. So a little tech that you can do is, if you realize you're attacked from the back, before you're attacked... If you just tap the L1 and R1 at the same time and release it, you won't run away from the battle, but it will reset your characters and make them face the correct direction. So you're not going to take increased damage for that first hit. And it can be a lot. Now, these guys do 1, so doubled it would be 2. With their physical attacks, it doesn't matter. But it's something good to know. The interesting part of this is we just selected a new order. Remember, we put Barret in the back row and Cloud in the front row. And that was to make sure that Barret took reduced damage while still dealing full damage. If you see, and I can move the camera so that you will see, when you're attacked from the back, your order is reversed. So now Barret's in the front row, Cloud is in the back row. Cloud is going to do reduced damage. There is a way to change that in battle, which I can show you. So if you press triangle, triangle is a square, it's not a circle. I think you press over, it's change. You can defend or you can change. So if I change Barret, you watch, he steps back to the back row. Now I can change Cloud, he goes to the front row. You don't need to do that. I didn't need to do that here. I took a bunch of extra damage just to show you what was going on. But that, so you can change order in battle if you need to. If it were a long battle, then it would make sense to do that. Because over the course of the long battle, you would save yourself a lot of HP and you would deal more damage with Cloud. Barret, it doesn't matter, but he's just going to take the increased damage. So that's how you can change the order. So we're following Jesse in here. So you see how I've pressed select, right? The select button. The red arrow tells you like where an entrance or an exit is in the room. The white hand is over your head to show you where you are.
Press confirm in front of a ladder to grab onto it. Then move up or down.
That's just telling you how to get onto ladders. Now you will see things that you can climb onto or off of are marked with that green arrow. So there's no downside to pressing select. You should always press select because it's only going to give you more information. Like maybe if you're taking screenshots and you want it to look cleaner, you would do something like this. But while you're playing the game, this just gives you more information. You press select. It's the right way to go. Run up to this, press circle. Oh, guys, there it is. Guess not. There it goes. So now we're climbing down. See this little blue thing on the ground? There's a potion. Nice. We can go talk to Jesse.
I'll wait here. Try not to miss me too much, okay?
Ooh, she's flirty.
What are you waiting for? Go on already.
All the ladies seem to love Cloud. What's going on with that? Again, this tells you, hey, you're allowed to climb down this ladder. And then this red thing says this is how you exit the screen. So you don't get lost if you press select. It's just strictly a better way to play. Down here, over to the ladder. So this quotation mark that you're seeing here, these are the original save points where you were allowed to save your game. It'll say save point, access the menu and save your game. So normally, this save would be grayed out unless you were on top of one of these. We'll take the time to save this here, because we got a boss battle coming up. I'm not sure what choices I have for equipment, so I'm going to take a look. So we have Blizzard and Thunder on Cloud. That's odd because when we go to equipment, it looks like there's no materia equipped to the Buster Sword. So that's a little odd. I don't know what's going on with that. Normally it should show those equipped. I know that we can't necessarily change them, but yeah, that's a little odd. Like the materia thing is here, and it's just not there. So it's interesting, but I confirmed we do have access to Thunder, so you know that's gonna be what we use. Okay, so this, it's sort of, I mean, you think about it like Pokemon. This is most people are gonna be more familiar with. Typically, machines like this are gonna be weak to magic, specifically electricity. Usually, humans are weak to like fire. So if we want to do a lot of damage to this thing, sorry, you can thunder this bad boy. Barret can attack it. Man, that looks good. 178. Like, so, and then now you'll see Barret's doing full damage with his attacks, but you'll see Cloud's doing reduced damage. That's because these Shinra guys, or these people that we're attacking, I'll get their names. I could press select here. So it tells you, like, hey, Grunt A. So you should have this on too, because it gives you information about them. So these grunts, they're in the back row. If you remember the thing that we just killed, the machine was in the front row. So they're going to take reduced damage. It still applies. And then, you know, it makes sense for them to be placed in the back row because you see they have that, like, ice shooting gun attack. That's a long range attack. So it does full damage, but they take half damage. So, you know, when they set this battle up, it was well set up for the enemies. They're in good position. Not going to waste any more MP. So Barret has a limit break. Yeah, and Cloud's about to have his. So you'll see I'm kind of doing this on purpose. I'm kind of sandbagging before the fight. So we just got a potion. That's perfect. We can use it. What you want to do when you know you're going into a boss battle, you can kind of just get your limit breaks ready to rock. So Cloud's about to be at a limit break. We're not going to use Barret's, so we're just going to change. Cloud's going to magic, thunder, kill this guy. Okay. Cloud's going to magic, blizzard. He's just going to defend. He's gonna defend, magic, blizzard, this guy will be dead. Alright, now we have both our limits ready to go and we know we're about to hit a boss battle. That's where you want to be. Cloud just leveled up, nicer, we just got another potion, perfect. So I can save, because I have save everywhere turned on, I can save right here. So we're ready, in case anything goes wrong, we have our limit breaks ready. We can use our potions before the battle, so we're not using turns in battle to get our guys back up to a better HP amount, right? I mean, might as well use another one here, like, who cares? Save again, so I don't have to do that. Now we can get here. Hopefully we don't get into another battle, huh? Sorry. So we see something on the ground here. Well, this looks like a materia, huh? Restore. So I'd love to be able to equip that, but we don't have materia here. And like he doesn't have it available to him. Magic Barret doesn't have it available to him. And it doesn't look like we're allowed to equip it. We haven't gone through our materia tutorial yet. So This will be our first boss fight. So we'll talk about it a little bit before we get into it. Just because sometimes the boss fight can get a little hectic, right? So, Guard Scorpion, just very quickly, he's mechanical, so he's going to be weak to lightning. So Cloud, I'm going to start off with my limit breaks, but he's going to be using a lot of lightning. Barret will be attacking, and he'll be in the back row taking reduced damage. It drops the assault gun, which is an upgrade weapon for Barret. It drops it every single time you kill, so we're gonna get that upgraded weapon for Barret. You have to equip it, so we're gonna do that after the battle. So the Guard Scorpion follows a set pattern. It uses Search Scope to lock onto an enemy that is going to attack, and then it doesn't do damage that turn, which is nice. After that, it attacks, and it regularly performs Search Scope and then attacks. It will raise its tail at some point. When it raises its tail, if you attack it, it will counterattack with a very powerful attack called Tail Laser that does like about 120, 123 base damage, so it scales up to like maybe 130 or so to all enemies. So it can really mess you up at this point of the game. It does about like half your HP. And depending on who's alive, actually, so whether only Cloud's alive, only Barret's alive, or Cloud and Barret are both alive, the message will change a little bit based on who is talking. But you'll see that they discuss, like, you know, attack when its tail's up, and it'll counterattack. But it's funny because the text says, attack when its tail's up, and then it waits there for a second. So if you're playing the game the first time, it really looks like, and I think they did this intentionally, it looks like they're telling you to attack when its tail's up. And then you do, and then the text switches and say, attack when its tail's up, and it will counterattack with a powerful tail laser attack. So don't fall into that trap. When its tail's up, it is proper to just sit there and defend. Don't do attacks. You can just wait, or you can click defend with your characters so that you're not attacking the enemy. And that's you just wait for it to lower the tail, and then you continue wailing on it. It's only got about 800 HP, so we're probably going to make quick work of this thing. Both limit breaks, and then we're going to just start pounding this thing with lightning with Cloud. So hopefully that all makes sense.
When we blow this place, there ain't gonna be nothing left but a pile of rubble. All right, lapdog. Why don't you set up the bomb?
Shouldn't you do this? I'll watch the rear.
As far as I'm concerned, you're the one that needs watching. So go on, do the honors.
Fine.
Wake up. This isn't just a reactor.
Cloud's having a little flashback moment here.
I said, what is it? Something wrong?
I'm fine.
What in the hell? You better not have double-crossed us!
Barret doesn't trust him because he used to be in Soldier, working for Shinra. So Big Shot and Braver. So he's using Search Scope first. He got his attack off first. So that's Search Scope. That means he's going to be targeting Barret, which is good for us because Barret's in the back row. He's going to take reduced damage. Damn, 101. So we're at 700 HP left on this thing. 699. 124.
Make it easy on yourself and give up now.
I love the voice lines during the battle. So Search Scope, that means we're allowed to continue attacking. He's not raising its tail. $90. We're working him. Scorpion tail, that's fine, so we can continue attacking. That's not it raising its tail.
Lightning.
I think it'll do it here, so I'm gonna wait. Here's what we're talking about. You gotta be careful here. See, I can change the camera angle.
Be careful. Don't attack when its tail is up. It will counterattack with its laser.
So that's a lot more clear than the original. They fixed that up. So what you do here, just wait. Take Thunder, now the tail's down, now we can go. We can attack.
Don't get cocky.
It should be it, huh? Search Scope, okay. There it goes. There's our first boss fight down. Barret's up to level 7. And like I said, we get that assault gun.
The alarm. Come on, we gotta move.
So now we got 10 minutes to escape from the reactor. So as soon as I clear this, you'll see a 10 start up there. It's not starting now, so I can talk. The timer doesn't stop when you bring up the menu. It looks like it's gone, but then when you exit the menu, you'll see that the time is gone. Weirdly enough, the only time the timer actually does stop is if you go into a battle, the timer keeps going. But if you pause during a battle, the timer does stop. So for whatever reason, if that information becomes useful to you, you know that. But it's honestly the first couple times you play the game, maybe it's like gives you anxiety, but you can get out of here in like a minute. So the 10 minutes is not, you're not really under any pressure at all. So you just backtrack your way, and we get out of the reactor.
5 minutes to detonation.
I remember being 10, so that's a little different. So that has been changed in one of these mods. Appears to have changed that. We're gonna go ahead and save anyways. Just have that boss battle cleared. And I'm gonna go ahead and take some time to equip Barret with his assault gun. So you'll see attack goes up by 3. Attack percent, that's your percent chance you're gonna hit, goes up by 1. So it's better on both accounts. Now you see that the timer continued going down. So we have 30 seconds gone. That's funny. They thought 10 minutes was too much too. I don't know which mod changed that, but that's definitely not the original. You'll see. Oh, we got into a battle. So you see, timer's going in the battle. Of course, you get into a fight with 4 enemies. It's going to take so much longer to clear. You pause in battle like this, just so that show you it stops at 401. I don't know why they decided to code it this way, that this would stop. I guess it sort of makes sense, but if you're going to allow this, then why wouldn't you allow the menu, to bringing up the menu to pause as well? But it is what it is. Four enemies, it's the most we've ever fought in one battle yet. Look at that. No items, come on. Okay, so we're going up the ladder. It looks here like Jesse's stuck, so let's go free Jesse.
You alright?
My leg's stuck. Help a girl out, would ya? Whew. My hero.
Aw, so cute. They even surprised me with this mod. I got 5 minutes. It's a little tighter. It's still not, I mean, I'm not really worried about hurrying that much, but that's funny. Ah, got ourselves a battle here. He's gonna be close. Oh. Alright, go up here, hit the switch. Alright. Talk to Jesse, then Biggs. Oh, they got us in another battle. 3 more, dang. Look at this, fuck it. This looks so nice. There you go, Barret. That's what we need to see. He got a crit there. All right. We're cruising. Picking up Jesse here. You see how the FMV changed? From the really nice looking backgrounds. That was a little bit of immersion breaking.
Ooh, that should keep the planet going. At least a little longer. Yeah! The planet's what matters. This had to have helped.
Can't wait to see Marlene.
Marlene is his adopted daughter. It's the first you're hearing of her in this game.
Stand clear. Fire in the hole.
Jesse with the explosives. You see how much the graphics changed there?
My house is on fire!
All right, let's get our asses home. We'll rendezvous on the train. Split up and make your way to Sector 8 station.
Hey, wait!
If it's about your money, you can have it. Once we're back at base.
Damn, Barret laying down the law, huh? So I always thought, so this is a once in a lifetime, or not once in a lifetime, once in the game section you're in. This particular section that you walk out of after the raid on reactor number 1, you can never return to this spot. I always thought that was kind of, I don't know, it's like they clearly put so much time into like designing the effort in this one scene, and you get to experience it for a couple seconds, and that's it. You walk up these stairs and you can never return here. But this is the end of reactor number 1. Chapter 2 is going to be Midgar section 2. So we're going to save here. Barret has left the party, as you saw. The party is dynamic, so when someone leaves it, they're gone from the party. And yeah, so that's the end of chapter 1. So story beats, right? We went into the first reactor. We learned that Barret kind of doesn't trust Cloud. We learned that there's some sort of eco-terrorist group. We don't know the name of it yet. We're about to learn it. And it's got Wedge and Biggs and Jesse. And Barret. Barret's kind of the leader is what it appears. Like at this time, he's the one that's paying you. And he's the one that seems to be kind of leading the charge. And they've hired you to help them with this job. And your insider knowledge of Shinra was able to help. You know, in 2 instances that was pointed out when Barret said to you first, is this your first time inside of a reactor? And then second, during the battle when Cloud is able to give Barret hints like, hey, don't attack when the tail is up. It shows Cloud's value and why they were willing to hire him. His former experience in Soldier. But there was that one little weird part where he had that flashback and he was here and he says, it's not just a reactor. We don't know what that's about yet, but you know, when something like that happens in a game and in the story, that's those subtle hints, the subtle foreshadowing that we were talking about earlier. It's not something you should just cast aside. Right? There's a reason, there's a point why they're telling you that. So keep note of that. But those are our story beats. And for battle configuration, we learned about order, placing our ranged characters in the back row. We used potions outside of battle so that we're not using up our turn using potions in battle. And we set up a boss battle because we knew we were about to go for a boss battle. So, you know, we're kind of using our knowledge of the game beforehand to make that fight easy. But you know, a boss is coming up. I was able to just kind of bank my limit breaks. And then use those on the boss together so that the fight was a lot easier. Exploit the boss's weakness. It's a kind of a machine-looking type thing. Typically, those are going to be weak to lightning, so Cloud was able to tear through the HP of that boss. So just a couple limit breaks, a couple casts of lightning, and that thing was done. That's the end of chapter number 1. I'll see you guys in chapter number 2, which is going to be Midgar, Sector 1.